Welcome at the 3D Delta kick-off session on behalf of the founders of the 3D Delta Week. My name is Pieter Hermans. I'm CEO owner of Jakajima and I'm one of the co-founders of the 3D Delta Week. We thank you for your participation in the kick-off, and hopefully it will end up in something that you will organize and you will join the week as well. And I will moderate the session of today. First, I'm going to share the program of today, so I will share the screen. So here is the kickoff, so welcome. If you look at the program of today, we have 1 hour and 15 minutes. It's the introduction, it's the, what is the 3D Delta Week, why have we started this, then which activities and events are already planned, then the options to become a partner in the week for organizing something yourself, and then about how the 3D Delta Week will communicate and do the marketing globally for this week and hence also for all the participants. Then there are additional sponsoring opportunities, and then obviously your input is very valuable. We need you to be participating in this event because it's not about us, it's about you, and it's about the 3D manufacturing industry as a whole. So why are we doing this? If we go back to the early 2020, Mikrocentrum, Vlam 3D, Jakajima and Brainport Development came together and thought, how could we join forces in order to create a whole which is greater than the sum of the parts. All the 4 organizations are in more or less extent also active in obviously in the 3D manufacturing industry, be it the branch organization for Flanders in the Netherlands, being a regional investment company organization in the Brainport region, or being an exhibitor, organizer, or a conference organizer. So we thought if we come together and we bring together all the ecosystems, initially of ours, but particularly of all the other participants, players in the 3D manufacturing world, it will make a concentrated week where people can meet, where they can learn, network, and explore in 3D manufacturing. And obviously, it's not just about sharing and networking, it's also about business opportunities. How can we create new business by coming together, meeting, and see what's going on, and to create new activities. We don't want to focus on a specific thing. No, we said if we do it a week with all sorts of events during the week, we can give a broad perspective of 3D manufacturing. And as I said, it's a concentration of participants. And again, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. So how are we going to do this? Well, initially, obviously, the 4 founding organizations are based in the Benelux area, the so-called Delta. The lowlands, as people mention us from all over the globe, as a starting point. And why is that? Because we have an enormous amount of academic and applied research centers active in 3D manufacturing. We also have a high number of 3D printers and service bureaus and organizations who can create, either on software level or but also on 3D printing services, real 3D manufactured products. And there are, in parallel to that, promising startups and established enterprises based in that area, which have a long history going back, some of them even going back to the 80s of the previous century. And again, and also the region boasts a multitude of application areas, so like healthcare, aerospace, automotive, electronics, you name it, and it's there. So we invite the global 3D industry to present themselves, either as a sponsor of the week or as a partner organizing an event during that week. And everything is concentrated in this week because we think it's important to make it concentrated and also to give the ability to meet different type of, or let's say participate in different type of events, of whatever they are, and to meet new people whom you don't know. And again, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. So what is it? It's to organize all these sort of things. And it's even better to show it in another picture, and that's this one. The 3D Delta Week is an umbrella under which all sorts of events can be organized. It can be a hackathon, it can be an expo, a virtual workshop, it can be a tour. And as you can see, there are also some events which will be explained later, are already, let's say, set up and will be organized. But it's very important to realize that your event can be one of that as well. So we need you to organize something. And that's also why we have this kickoff and why we invite you. Obviously, it's good to know who we are, who took the initiative. So these four people are the founders of the week. And I would like to give them briefly the floor to present themselves. So let's start with Ruben. Can you tell who you are, what Brainport Development is, and why you are joining, why you have co-founded the week?
Good morning. Indeed, Ruben Fokkema. Brainport Development is an economic development agency for the Brainport Eindhoven area, the metropolitan Eindhoven area, which has a very big high-tech industry, and we help to develop that high-tech industry. In this organization, this public organization, I mainly focus on the additive manufacturing ecosystem because we see a lot of potential in this ecosystem. A lot of strong but small players that through collaboration multiply and really can make the region as an hotspot. And by collaborating with Flam 3D, Jakajima and Mikrocentrum under the umbrella of 3D Delta Week, we can live up to our ambitions.
Okay, thank you very much, Ruben. Chris, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, I will. Good morning. Chris Binon, Flam 3D. Flam 3D is an association now of about 120 companies, research institutes, and higher education institutes active in Flanders and the Netherlands. And as such, of course, I would say we want to join this effort. Of course, we want to be part of it. And we believe that indeed we need to bring the ecosystem together in order to be stronger together, also on a world scale, on this world podium that we also hope to create. Thank you, Peter.
Okay, well then I'll also introduce not so much me, but Jakajima, my company. We are a high-tech conference organizer, active in different fields, but we have a long history in 3D printing and additive manufacturing. We organize conferences and we do it on a global scale. All our conferences are international. Well, that's about it. And we really enjoy working together to make this week as promising. And personally, my ambition is this week should end up in tens of thousands participants the coming years. But let's start with the first edition. So Charlotte, could you share who you are and Mikrocentrum? Mikrocentrum, I should say.
My name is Charlotte de Jong, and I'm working at the Mikrocentrum. I'm the manager of Rapid Pro 2021. Mikrocentrum is an independent knowledge and a network organization with the focus on sharing knowledge. We organize many trade fairs, courses and business events at Mikrocentrum. And 3D manufacturing is high priority for us, and that's why we joined the 3D Delta Week. Nice word to say.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Charlotte. And I think we have had the introduction why, how, and what we want to do with the 3D Delta Week. So I would like to give Charlotte the floor to tell about all the current planned activities which are already taking place in the 3D Delta Week. So please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. There are several activities planned already for the 3D Delta Week. The following activities are planned. That will be a 3D printing R&D, a 3D printing electronics conference, virtual revolution, smart maintenance congress, the 3D Delta dinner, Rapid Pro 2021, and model-based definition solution event. In the next slides, I will tell you shortly about the events. We will have on the 6th of December the 3D printing R&D. It's organized by Flam 3D, and it's all about the additive manufacturing focus on R&D. Then the 7th of December, we have the conference, 3D Printing Electronics Conference. It's organized by Jakajima. The topic is creating new form factors in electronic PCBs and batteries. It's a conference that is located at the high-tech campus in Eindhoven. It's a hybrid format, and there will be a global speakers and audience. And then the 8th and 9th of December, there will be a Rapid Pro. Rapid Pro is a trade fair and central meeting place for the Benelux. At Rapid Pro, you can find all of 3D printing, scanning, production and finishing. The location of the Rapid Pro 2021 will be Brainport Industry Campus. As you can see also the floor plan on this slide. We will have 2,000 visitors and 80 exhibitors. On the floor plan there are also lecture halls with 35 speakers with the focus on subjects as medical, education, digital and production. And we're working together for one of the lectures with the Metaalunie. On the exhibition there will also be a hackathon, and we do this in cooperation with the hackathon masters. There will be students at the exhibition, they are working on a case. And yeah, that will be very nice. And often, except that, there will also live demonstration, masterclasses, and numerous of innovation at the Rapid Pro 2021. Of the 8th of December, we have also planned activities. We have the Virtual Revolution. It's an expo, and there are lectures. It's on the same place as the Rapid Pro, also at the Brainport Industry Campus. Also we have the Smart Maintenance Congress, and the Congress is in cooperation with the World Class Maintenance, and it will also be at the same place at the Brainport Industry Campus at the floor of Rapid Pro. And in the evening we will have the 3D Delta dinner. It's a dinner for the AM networking. And the last activity that we have, that's on the first day, 9th of December, and that will be a model-based definition solution event. It's organized by my colleague Karin Maus. It's also an expo, and there will also be lectures at the model-based definition solution event. And everything is in cooperation with ASML. For the exhibition of the events, VR and Smart Maintenance Congress, they will be at the 8th of December at the floor plan of Rapid Pro, and on 9th of December there will be model-based definition. So this is the activities that we have planned, and yeah, it would be nice if there are following more activities at the 3D Delta Week.
Thank you very much, Charlotte. I was a bit too fast with the next slide. So indeed, what Charlotte says is, this is the current program. We also will have later today a presentation later in the session by Materialize, because they're going to do something as well. They are a partner and sponsor of the week. And it's important to realize that it would be great if you also organize something, so that we can say 7th, 8th, 9th, the 6th, there are many other events where you can share your activities or your business. I would like to move on to Ruben Fokkema. He will talk about the event partnership options and what you can expect and what we expect for this. So Ruben, please go ahead.
Thank you very much for the stage. So yes, I think this is about explaining how you can organize your own event during the 3D Delta Week, because actually that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, to eventually live up to the ambition to make the 3D Delta a global hotspot, as Chris also mentioned. From the Brainport Eindhoven area, we highly believe in that ambition, and that really collaboration leads to a multiplication. But it's therefore very important that we connect with you in that sense. We would like to explain you how you can organize an event under the umbrella of the 3D Delta Week. But I think it's very important because I'm representing also a region to emphasize it's very important that those events are not only located in the Eindhoven area, but also in the northern and the southern parts of the Benelux. It could be everywhere. So we will dive into that step by step. Peter, can you go to the second slide?
Yeah.
I think Peter already mentioned a bit on what type of events there could be. I would like to dive into that a bit further. You see several kinds of events, and you could distinguish them in a couple of categories. I think some events are much more on the content itself. Think about organizing a conference, a seminar, a symposium, or a masterclass. And on those type of events, you could really make a very specific address a very specific topic you want, because of the fact that and we expect so many visitors, and there will be so many events during this week. You have the ability to become specific instead of staying generic on the level of 3D manufacturing or generic on the level of additive manufacturing. You could think about being specific about a particular kind of material, let's say composites for large format, or bioprinting for, let's say, regenerative medicine. You name it. The topics you would like to address, I think it's very important to understand that during this week, there's plenty of room to become very specific. And added to that, I think it's also interesting to know that we can help you in that process by making you aware that there are other like-minded organizations that also play with that same idea and that same topic. Another type of event that's more on the side of exhibition. You want to show something, maybe your new product or your new company you're developing. You could put it in the market. You can make it a press moment from out of that. Or more easily, what about a company visit? From our experience, for example, during the Dutch Technology Week, we know that company visits are very accessible and really nice ways to make your own event and put yourself on the map. What do we mean with a company visit? It's very easy. You open up your company, your factory, or your shop, and you host a group of people you would like to host. It's all about the fact that it's under your organization, but we can put it in the agenda if you want. There are also other types of events that are more related to networking. For example, the membership event. We have seen each other during COVID, not for a long while. So those type of events are also very useful. Just like we are also organizing the dinner, the AM dinner event under the umbrella of the 3D Delta Week. Or what about a consortium meeting? This is a great opportunity to invite your European or your global consortium or your national consortium in a very interesting setting. That's also possible. Or you can make it even more interactive towards a particular kind of development, like a hackathon, as Charlotte also explained, or similar kind of events. I think that are examples of, but we are also very much open for your ideas. I think if you look at the 3D Delta Week, as Peter mentioned, we are an umbrella, and we will eventually the organization is under your own responsibility, but we are there to help you. We are there to help you to think about a particular kind of topic, or a particular kind of format, or think about a particular kind of location, or maybe even supporting organizations that can help with you, that can help you in setting up, because I can understand not everybody is a daily event organizer, but bringing the right people together, we can make something out of it, and we would like to help you with that. Peter, can you go to the next slide? Later on, the benefits will be explained much more thoroughly, but understand you can operate under the umbrella of the 3D Delta Week, under the brand. You can make use of the marketing channel only of the 3D Delta Week, but also, and that's I think very useful, of Flame 3D, Mikrocentrum, Brainport Eindhoven, and Jakajima. Charlotte already mentioned that within that, you can build further on the existing traffic we expect and the existing exposure we expect with the current events that are already planned. You can build further on that. In that sense, I would say it as a great offer. And we already expect a lot of visitors. Sometimes there are also visitors, we are aware of them, that are looking for particular kind of topics. And we can suggest them to go to your event. Because we are very much also in touch with a lot of visitors. And last but not least, it's about being the hub. It's about collaboration. We can put you in contact with like-minded partners to make that event you have in mind to realization. Next slide, please. So, yeah. There are opportunities, but on the other hand, we also would like to focus on the quality of the 3D Delta Week. And therefore, we set up some very basic criteria that on the one hand are focused on the program. Obviously, it should be related to the topic, to 3D manufacturing. And we should, as a 3D Delta Week, see that it adds also value to the potential visitors you envision, and we envision for the 3D Delta Week. If it's not in line with the broad programming, we think we should get in conversation with you to see how we can get it in line with. Another important aspect is the feasibility. We are not very critical on that, but we want to prevent, of course, that there are events on the agenda that eventually are not being realized or are not being made feasible. Therefore, we of course look at your experience, but on the other hand, you don't need to have experience in organizing events. Nevertheless, we do look at it, and we also look at to what extent you have a plan and you have resources for that. So the events that will be on the agenda are also being held in that sense. Last but not least, I think if you look at the programming, it's very important that the events are distinctive from each other. So when there are two or groups that want to have an event on regenerative medicine or composites, I think it's better to bring those groups together instead of having two similar kind of events during that week. And that's what we also will steer on. In that sense, we prevent overlap, but again, emphasize create synergy in quality. That's also what makes the 3D Delta Week and your event also stronger. Next slide, please. We also expect something from you. Like I said, we want to push for reinforcement and synergy between each other, but therefore we also have to agree on some ways of collaborating. And of course, we would like to also be able to monitor and evaluate the performance and see how we can make it better in that sense. So that means making it possible to have our 3D Delta Week banner on your event, agree on the terms in the event partnership document, which we can share with you, but also are explained currently on headlines. Again, emphasized, we want to facilitate you, but it's your own responsibility, the event. So you have to handle the communication to your own participants make and realize the registration procedures and provide the location and the catering, everything what's related to having an event. We also agree on the fact that we should stay in touch on what you are envisioning and what you are communicating about the event. So we can reinforce each other, and we don't get surprises in that sense. Of course, we hope and we expect you to also mention not only the banner but also the website, and eventually report the number of attendants and their company names. Also send them a link of the evaluation form, and that's also important in order to steer on quality and good follow-up. We would like to have also some access to your event. Maybe one of or two of us will visit your event as well, and would like also share the audience that what the 3D Delta Week is. So eventually, in that way, annually we can build up and push for exponential growth and make the pool larger for everyone. Next slide, please. Yeah, last but not least, so the founders of the 3D Delta Week are investing in this ambition, in this idea. We, as a 3D Delta Week, don't aim for profit, but yeah, we do make cost in that sense, and we highly believe also that in order to make this idea, the 3D Delta Week, sustainable, we should prevent also some free riding. We should make a partnership with you and make a feasible business case, so that about 10 years we can also have this week, but then 10 or 20 or 30 times bigger. Therefore, we charge a certain kind of fee. For those that don't charge their visitors for their event any cost, we are more lenient and say, like, okay, we expect you to provide a marketing fee of 300 euros, and those that do ask entrance fees, we ask a bit more of 500 euros. That's, I think, the last thing I would like to say. I'm also looking at my colleagues, but did I miss something about the event partnership? Great. Okay. Then I would like to go over to Peter again.
Thank you very much, Ruben. And maybe you said about the combination of the four co-founders. Today we have 60 companies who will join us in the kickoff. This morning it's online because we have international attendees, and this afternoon it will be at Mikrocentrum. So already we have reached around 60 different organizations who are interested to at least go to the kickoff, but also have an interest in organizing something. So communication, let's say the joint communication works pretty well so far. I would like to go to the marketing communication, and that will be presented by Diana Makovej. So Diana, please go ahead.
Good morning. My name, can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Diana Makovej, and I'm going to present the marketing and communication opportunities if you decide to become a partner of 3D Delta Week. In the next slide, I'm going to make a brief introduction of the marketing and communications team. Susanne van Doornik van Mikrocentrum will be making a presentation this afternoon at the physical session. Fran from Flam 3D, and Annemiek Bles from Brainport Development, and myself from Jakajima. So we are the marketing and communication team of 3D Delta Week. In the next slide, I'm going to present you the benefits and what's in it for you if you become a partner of 3D Delta Week. First of all, you will benefit of the joint strength of the 3D Delta Week ecosystem and also of the joint marketing strength of the founding partners. We will announce the partnership and your event on the website of 3D Delta Week. And we will also promote your company and your workshop or event on the social media channels of 3D Delta Week and of the founding partners. In this way, you will reach a targeted 3D printing communities, not only that created around 3D Delta Week, but also the 3D printing communities of the founding partners, also via newsletters and dedicated emailing. Your company logo or your event logo will be included in the 3D Delta Week flyers and brochures, and you will also be included in the regular press releases and communication that we send to the national and international media. Apart from that, there will be also general promotion in the national and international industry media about 3D Delta Week. And this is some sort of collateral benefit. And in the following slides, I'm going to give you some examples. Here are some screenshots from the 3D Delta Week website, where we announce partnering events and partnering companies. Next slide. As I mentioned in one of my first slides, you will become part of the 3D manufacturing ecosystem created by 3D Delta Week. No matter the type of partnership you choose, you will benefit from our joint strength in terms of marketing and communication. You can see here some figures. We reach 43,000 LinkedIn members, over 5,000 Facebook users, almost 70,000 Twitter followers, and we have a corroborated emailing capacity of 36,000 subscribers. The next slide. If you click once more, it's here you can see how 3D Delta Week was reflected. It should be a cascading, yes. Here you can see how 3D Delta Week was reflected in the international and national media, with articles in French, English, and Dutch, so it's a broader exposure. And you can benefit of this coverage as well. The next slide. Depending on the partnership option you choose, you can choose from standard packages that I will detail later, Herald Ambassador Event Partner, or we can make you a personalized offer. But no matter the type of partnership you choose, you will benefit of content publishing on 3D Delta Week website and promotion on our social media channels. Now, if we go to, if you are going to become a herald of 3D Delta Week, in terms of marketing and communication, these are your benefits. Your logo will be included on the 3D Delta Week website with a link. You will be mentioned in at least 2 publications. Your banner will appear at 2 events, and you also benefit of promotion on LinkedIn of 3D Delta Week and of the founding partners. More about the Herald opportunities will be revealed later by Chris, who will talk about sponsorship opportunities. These are only the marketing and communication benefits that you will have from this cooperation. The next slide, if you choose to become an ambassador of the week, your logo will be on the front page of the 3D Delta Week website, including a link to your company website or your event website. You will be, of course, mentioned in 3 publications. Your banner will appear at 5 events. You will be, of course, promoted on LinkedIn and other social media channels, but there is one extra option, and that is an online video pitch appearing on the 3D Delta Week platform. This can be realized either by sending us your own content and we will share it and publish it, or we can even discuss an interview for jakajimatv for our YouTube channel. in the next, besides becoming an ambassador partner or a Herald partner, in the next slide, you can see that you can also organize your own event or workshop. In this case, we will include your event or activity logo on the 3D Delta Week website, of course, with a link to the event, and we'll announce it and promote it on LinkedIn and other social media channels. So every time there will be updates about the event, interesting news, we will share it and include it in our social media channels. Of course, besides that, other exclusive sponsor packages can be negotiated. And the key message that I want to leave you with, and with this I will end my presentation, is that no matter the type of partnership that you choose, you will become part of the 3D Delta Week ecosystem, of a 3D printing ecosystem, and you will benefit also from the marketing and communications power of the founding partners. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Diana. I think you explained it pretty well what we will do with communication and marketing. And having said that, I would like to move on to the next speaker. That's Chris Binon. He will talk about the sponsoring opportunities available for the 3D Delta Week. So Chris, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Peter. And indeed, I will be highlighting a bit the sponsoring opportunities. So indeed, what can you do as an event partner? But of course, there's another side to it as well. You can go to the next slide. You can be a sponsor of this this whole opportunity of this whole 3D Delta Week. Back again to a bit to what Peter said. Why are we doing this? Why do we think this is important to organize? Well, basically because we want 3D production growth. I think that's what most of us are in here for. We want our small, medium enterprises, bigger enterprises to be innovative with that, because that's of course the focus of this week. And in the end, it's all about economic growth, of making this region grow and highlighting this region and its potential towards the world. So we really aim at a national and an international outreach with this week. As you've seen before, and as we will repeat later on, this comes with a set of benefits if you would step in as a sponsor. Because honestly, of course, and I was already mentioned also by Ruben, we do want to make something big out of this. And we as founding partners put a lot of effort in this, but we want to make it even bigger, and therefore a bit of sponsoring options, of course, helps us to go even further in promoting this week and make it really a success and the start of a series of 3D Delta Weeks. Now, as you've seen before, we have one marketing wave by a number of professionals, which is already guaranteeing quite some exposure. And that, I think, offers you as a company or an organization really an opportunity to, well, to become a sponsor here and to benefit from that. Next slide, please. So, of course, we're looking for sponsors. We're looking for people who want to contribute. We want to give something in return for that. But at the same time, we are really looking for sponsors that will contribute to this week. Not just financially, fine, nice, but also really back this up to make this stronger. And as Peter previously said, it is already working. We're here together with, or we're seeing today 60 different organizations. Well, if we could make this together bigger, the whole will be greater than the sum of the parts. And that's, I think, why we need to make this bigger. And that will help if we really have sponsors that stand behind us, that promote the idea, that promote and further the 3D Delta Week as a whole. Next slide, please. Now, this is, let's say, an attempt to brainwash you all, because I'm quite repeating a couple of things here that have been said by Diana. There's two options or two standard packages, let's say. First of all, the Herald package. So you become a Herald sponsor with these benefits as named by Diana, including the logo on the event website, the web link, 2 publications that will be that we will make. We will promote you on LinkedIn. We will foresee the opportunity to put a banner of your organization at 2 of these events that are organized. And there's a few more that I wanted to add. First of all, we'll be mentioning you at the 3D Delta Week dinner event, which is a bit the highlight of the week, I think. And we will provide you with 2 free entrance tickets to this 3D Delta dinner. as well as 5 dedicated introductions to relations in the networks. So that's our networks of the founders. And as most of us anyway have the intention to connect somehow supply and demand, it's of course also part of our aim, part of our goal with the 3D Delta Week to make this work. And you as a sponsor, we would specifically want to give you attention by seeing if we can connect you to relevant partners to set up individual partnerships between you and these people that we probably know or that are probably in our network. Now, this whole Herald package comes at a cost of 750 euro, and that is what you would get in return. Next slide, please. As for the ambassador, well, you see immediately that the list is a bit longer here. That's, I think, quite obvious or quite logical in a sense. Yes, there will be again this logo on the website, but now it will be on the front page. There will be an appearance in at least 3 publications that we make. We will promote you on LinkedIn as well. And we can also work together on a video pitch that we will then, of course, promote through the same channels. You can put your banner at least 5 events that will be organized. You will, of course, and that's really, I think, an added value as well. People can opt into a database for our, well, of course, for the organization as well as for the sponsor, so they can choose to actually share also contact details with the sponsors, and you would be beneficiary thereof. Obviously, you will be definitely mentioned at the 3D Delta Week dinner. You will not get 2 free entrance tickets, but 4 in this case. You will get a speaking opportunity at one of these opportunities, a START event, which is still being set up, or the 3D Delta dinner. And instead of 5 dedicated introductions, we'll be talking here about 10 that you could ask for. Let's say. Now, this package comes at a cost of 2,500 euros. And well, I could have said that there were 4 seats available. So we were aiming at 4 ambassadors, but at the moment, that's only 2. In the first minutes, next slide, please. In the first minutes after sending out the first communications, I think we almost immediately had a response, and we started talking to these 2 companies, Design8 and Materialize, about a sponsorship package. And I'm very glad to say so that there's only 2 ambassadors sponsorship seats left at this moment. Design8 will be joining us this afternoon in the afternoon session. They're a company, well, they're a software provider, of course, related to 3D. That's quite obvious. A software provider as well as a training provider. Materialize is a name that, well, I guess most of you have heard of already. I'm very glad to say that they're also an ambassador sponsor to the 3D Delta Week. And at the same time, I'm very glad to have Louise here today, who will be introducing Materialize and why they are part of the 3D Delta Week. Louise, the next part is for you.
Well, first, before you start, Louise, thank you very much, Chris, for your presentation. Basically, everything what we wanted to share with you and to make you really eager to join us as a partner or a sponsor and get the belief in the 3D Delta Week has been said now. So Louise will give a short presentation about what Materialize is and what they will do. And after that, there is a lot of time to have interactions, and obviously we would love to hear from you whether you have any plans and those sort of things. If you have any questions, please share them in the chat, and I will make sure after the presentation of Louise that you will get the floor to ask those questions. So I will stop sharing, and then Louise can share her presentation. So Louise, please go ahead.
A little introduction on Materialize. Materialize has been founded about more than 30 years actually ago. We were founded in 1990 by our founder and also still our CEO, van Kraan. And yeah, we have been focusing since then on 3D printing technology and services. And with that, we really, our biggest goal is, as is also in my slide, to empower innovation. As of then, we have been active in our 3 most important business units being a software unit to really provide solutions for companies who have their own printers and who do their own 3D printing, and also in manufacturing, providing 3D printing services to companies who want to have some parts printed, and really empower them to also have that type of production by a third-party service. And then also in a more niche section, our medical business unit, providing very targeted solutions for the medical sector. And with these three business units, we see that we really cover the whole spectrum of 3D printing within the markets, and also really are able to empower other companies to implement these technologies within their own strategy. A little bit further on software, really, as I myself am part of the software unit. With our software solutions, we really want to empower companies to implement their own 3D printing machines, and also have the best tools to create a lot of added value within the production, within their services towards their own customers. Our Magic Suite is our base for that, and we have a lot of different modules that you can add on top of that to create the best added value for your own company and have a very targeted and therapeutic solution. Now, very important, why the 3D Delta Week? As Chris mentioned, we were one of the first ones. I think we were very quick to respond to the question. We think it's a very important initiative. As we were founded ourselves in Belgium, part of the Benelux region, we see this region as a very innovative region, a region where companies are very open towards 3D printing, innovation, and technology. And we find it very important to just be part of this community and to also be able to empower other companies or inspire other companies to see what they can do with 3D printing, how they can implement themselves in their own company strategy, and just really guide them towards production in additive manufacturing. The third point why we found it very important also is not only to support these organizations or companies, but just to also reinforce the AM ecosystem within the Benelux, not only the Benelux, but also broader, because as you say, this will also be an international event. And we really do believe that by joining forces, we can create a very important AM ecosystem with other organizations, but also with important educational institutions, for example, which we also have a lot right here in the Benelux, and we're also looking at 3D printing as a very innovative and technology with a lot of potential. And I would like to end my presentation with this nice quote that I think is very applicable towards the 3D Delta, through innovation, through collaboration. We believe that we can do that here at the 3D Delta Week, and we are very much looking forward to bringing our own initiatives to the week, and also hope to just connect with our companies and see what we can do together and how we can use those 3D printing here in the Benelux. Should you have any questions, you also have my data here. You can always send me an email or call afterwards. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Louise, for your presentation, and obviously we're happy that you are joining the 3D Delta Week. Just for curiosity, are you planning an event yourself during the week? Can you tell something about that?
We will be planning an event, but we are still looking at what could be possible. We were also, for example, looking at planning something at our Materialize headquarters. As all of our own manufacturing and production is there as well, we'll be able to show some very nice things, or maybe give a seminar on how to implement 3D printing, etc. We are thinking a little bit in that direction, but there are so many possibilities that we haven't fully decided yet, but we're working on it.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. So as soon as you know, and as soon as we can share that on the website and on the social media, etc., we will do that. So thank you very much. Could you stop sharing, because we have to share one slide. So then we move on to Chris. Yeah, so thank you very much. Then here is Chris again. 1 second.
Right.
There is one question, one slide left. So please, the floor is yours. You can end up.
Right. But indeed, also from my side, thanks, Louise, for this interesting contribution. I think you you just said what we actually really want to convey as a message to everybody who is interested in joining this effort. So that's really great to hear. And yeah, indeed, also with Materialize, we're looking at options, what to organize, how, etc. But at the moment, we're also talking to about a dozen other organizations that want to organize something. So it's really going quite fast, let's say. Some of them do have premises available, or they know where to organize and where and what. But some others, and you might be amongst them also, might find it not so easy indeed to find a location, or to think about how we can do certain things, or can we link up with other organizations. And as Ruben actually said before, that's also what we're here for. That's also the time that we as founders want to invest in this. It's to look together with you, okay, how can we make this work? In that sense also, we have quite a network, the 4 organizations together. So we do know the locations in and around Eindhoven, but just as well Maastricht, from Kortrijk up to Groningen. There are options, so we know to reach out, and we can assist with such things as well. And we'll be very glad to do so. That was all, actually. So over to you again, Peter.
Well, there is always a way. It's your turn. So your turn is what would you like to do? But before we end up, it's also interesting and relevant to realize, what would you like to do? Would you like to do sectorial stuff? Would you like technological things, or focused on materials or circularity? So think in connections, and then the floor is yours for your initiative or your questions to be answered by us. And if you don't have anything right now at the moment, there is also the possibility to send an email or go to the website and send an email to info@3ddeltaweek.com so that we can follow up if you don't have any questions right now. Okay, well, thank you very much for your participation. And having said that, I would like to thank everybody for being here at the 3D Delta Week kickoff. I hope really that we have given you enough ideas why and what we are doing and what you can expect. And now it's your turn, to be honest. Obviously, we will try to get in touch with you all and to continue, but it's your turn to come up with ideas. And as Chris and as everybody has said, we're open for discussion and hope to see you at the 3D Delta Week, but preferably before that, so that we can work out what you're going to do during the 3D Delta Week. So thank you very much.